Serious, and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do His will. I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo.
Imagine Yahanna don't like no soldiers through the spirit of the Lord. We don't like no soldiers. You understand me?
Saint, black, Hispanic, native, they hate y'all as the same. Hate Christ and they image, hate you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under Yahanna, Amy murdered Bob them and got a hug from Yahanna. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí. Lord Commander General Yahanna na ISUPK.
This is what Commander General Yahanna did. This is what he did. Look at all these brothers.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. I had to dig.
That's right.
For homicide detectives, the clock starts ticking the moment they are called. Their chance of solving a murder is cut in half if they don't get a lead within the first 48 hours.
I do anything to keep my brothers safe. I'm putting food on my daughter's plate. You fucking losers, y'all just can't relate. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. You will find me on the first 48. Find me on the first 48. I do anything to keep my daughters safe. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. Sitting in that room, hear the interrogator's voice. They asking why I do it. I tell them I had no choice. Couldn't take a threat or a risk to my family, so throw the book at me. I take them charges happily. Ain't no need for no polygraphs or forensics. I put that fucker in a body bag, I'll admit it. Fuck a sentence or the jury that will convict me. They don't understand, it's my family, they represent me. So for them, I risk my freedom, roll the dice. I ain't got much more for you crackers, go ahead and give me life. You don't know what it's like for the people that you love. They ain't there to get salutes, they ain't there to give you hugs. The same that done pulled me from the dirt and from the mud. It's gone because of who? Y'all rather shed your blood. My brother's kids like my other kids. If you touch them, fuck around, get another bid, plus 10. Put me in the Supermax, I get super jacked, working out every day, canteen super stack, cool with that. Long as it mean my daughter's safe, my brother's winning, that's a chance I take. Still my fate. I do anything to keep my brothers safe. I'm putting food on my daughter's plate. You fucking losers, y'all just can't relate. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. I got wives that done gave they all to stand beside me. Kids that can't see me fall, look at me proudly. Respected by men with honor up on their name. You harm one of them, I promise that you'll see pain. I'm one West train, made an oath to uphold it. Stood with my back against the wall, never folded. Grew up in the city where the love ain't brotherly. I ain't had too many friends, I ain't need the company. I'm my father's son, so I'm cool, just don't fuck with me. I say that you my homie, you're my brother, then you stuck with me. Never turn my back on mine, it's to the dirt. You cross them across that line, I end you first. But only make it worse, is loyalty hard to find. Never think cause you out of sight, you out of mind. And I don't mind dying now, cause reincarnation got me coming back. Same scars in my heart aching. Be parlaying with killers from all places. Every last one of them for me a broad day shit. So what you think, I won't do it for them? Once they let me out the cell, shit, I do it again. It's for the family. I do anything to keep my brothers safe. I'm putting food on my daughter's plate. You fucking losers, y'all just can't relate. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48. Find me on the first 48. Find me on the first 48. I do anything to keep my people safe. You harm them, you will find me on the first 48.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every slavery, crackers surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage is safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember Yahanna's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Von Dale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I got you. Let it vibe real quick. Look.
City eyes, it's time to Bogart. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation voltage and fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Offense taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man. Dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad. Telling me how them crackers turned his childhood to a ghost town. Poke a stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no bench. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen profits under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Waldo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yahanna, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Westward sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. That's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Riches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the swab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the swab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that God flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the swab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the swab in my whole life. My whole life.
I got you. Let it ride real quick. Look.
trying to bogart. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation voltage and fall through. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Offense taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a Mark Quad. Telling me how them crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Poker stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantula. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see profits under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a facility, precious cargo. Spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Hate me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yahanna, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Baby, no listen to no fake news, them can't. Could do all it out and them never fake news. Notice I just be a bad bitch, I get forward from with you. But the one you feel good, girl, them lazy. She never did a pictures, R-rated. Never did a pictures, half naked. Me never did a piggy R-rated things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. She never did a pictures, half naked. Never did a pictures, R-rated. Me never did a piggy R-rated things halfway, that's why me give her ratings. I know every girl a wife material. I know every girl forget the juice in my seed bag. I know every girl me trust to cook my food, nor boil my tea, not tea, put the milk in the cereal. Me like a catty when medieval. When we wash for cook for clean and no fuss. When she hear me get a new girl, I know that me mean when me say me fight me demons. Multiple wife legally, no illegal. Yeah, straight, me go crazy. I know every catty can be my first lady. I know every press plus body done pay for plus Tatiana no fit in and no Mercedes. When me say oh luxury dolly fi nurse baby, a trouble when luxury dolly turn old lady. So big up every girl we don't lazy. Your body big, but why your mommy donate it? I rate it. Never did a fi dress half naked. Me never did a fi give her be things halfway. That's why me give her ratings. She never did a fi dress half naked. Never did a fi dress R-rated. Me never did a fi give her be things halfway. That's why me give her ratings. She now wait pan money for reach her and donation. She make reach her man donation. 100 and run, but he waste gal a pull her fi leave her man, but she stay strong. She know say them are no friends, them are haters. Them sleep with every man in the acre. Can't get nobody fi stay long and want the advice for relation. Baby, no listen to no fake news. Them can't keep a man cause them never stay true. Could do all it out and them never pay dues. Never shut them out and them wicked and cruel, eh? Bag a man a rush but them just a get yours. Everything them have them did a fear blows. Instagram live them nude for the views. Baby that I know you though. Sure, I rate it. Never did a pictures half naked. Me never did a piggy be things halfway. That's why me give her ratings. She never did a pictures half naked. Never did a pictures R-rated. Me never did a piggy be things halfway. That's why me give her ratings. One wish. ISUPK. Oh, and West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. I just the last statutes and commandments. We make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the mission. Daniel get a vision. Him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions. Come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons. Same situation with Rasta with Islam. Only beacon of hope for your lean on is UPK and the General Yahanna. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yeah, our shy Mashiach is a black man who have fear. Let him hear. Time to prepare. Spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear. We no tear. Gun Saddam, my bun, but him and are just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. I just the last statutes and commandments. We make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the mission. Send evils and curses on the whole city and the beasts and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, I know the first thing. Hey, 400 years they work with, then desert with, then turn round and call we worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and them the doctors and nurses. Hey, one day to your building have to turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day to your building have to turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn. Hey, I just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth, guns are ammunition. I just the last statutes and commandments. We make the decision to keep them with precision. I just part of the mission.
Yeah. What's going on, man? Manager General Yahanna here. Just thought I'd jump in with y'all for a second and bring up some of these stories of this madness going on out here, man. Big shout out to Mashak Mayan. Okay, big shout out to Kazak Ahmad. What's going on, brothers? Checking out this hat, man. This hat looking a little crooked, right?
Yeah, Sir, you turn it just a little bit, sir.
Oh, that's what it is.
Other way, sir.
Other way. There you go.
Come on.
Wow. Is that right, or bro?
Yeah, that's Tawab, sir.
Come, most high Christ, the water. How you making out, warrior?
I'm Tawab, sir. If I may too. Alawapun ya.
Salat.
Yahab Bashim Yawashah Brakatah.
Yabashman Shabakathum. All right. Yeah, a lot going on in the news tonight, huh?
Yeah, Kawakan, sir.
A couple of good ones, couple of the main ones I'm hoping we could get into is if we could get into first of all, if we could do this synagogue story, man.
Yeah, sir.
This is crazy.
Kawakan.
This is absolutely crazy. And once again, this is why all nations have to fall up under Yahushua. Because when you let the nations just run like they want to run, this is what you create. Right. Brooklyn used to be the home of all Benjamites and Levites down there. It was one of the biggest Benjamite Levite populations. They owned a ton of real estate down there, businesses. You had 1,000 Jamaican restaurants, 1,000 Levite restaurants. And they was rocking the economy down there in Brooklyn. Right. And whenever something happened, they were the main ones protesting because they own their own businesses. So they could just take off for the day and, go ahead and protest.
Okay.
Well, going way back when that so-called Hasidim Jew ran over those two little children. For those that may not know, this goes back to the days of David Dinkins as the mayor in New York City. They ran over these children. And as they ran over these children, the children were laying there in the street. And the so-called Jew who ran them over, when the ambulance came, it was an ambulance set up by the Jewish community. And so the ambulance took the Jewish man and left the two kids who was actually injured on the ground.
Damn.
Well, a riot broke out because black people standing around, mainly the Benjamites standing around, went crazy that the ambulance took him and left this beaten, bleeding child on the ground.
Right.
And in the midst of the madness, one so-called Jew got stabbed. I don't know if he died. I think he died. I don't know if he survived that, but he got stabbed in the midst of the riots. Well, they set out to wipe us out as their enemy. And what they did from that day on, which we watched over the years, was turn around and buy up, push out, and force out. Yeah, there it is. They forced out blacks and the Latinos. Do you have the backstory on this or just the video?
I'm pulling it up now, sir.
Yeah, I think it's in big shout out to Atlantic Star. I think it's on Atlantic Star. Right? It was crazy how they started buying up the real estate, pushing black people out. They took jobs as inspectors and ran up high inspections on people, forced people to have to sell their property, and basically took over the whole neighborhood.
Right.
Took over the whole neighborhood. They bought out. Dr. York had a whole, back then, for those of you that didn't know, Dr. York had a whole bunch of real estate down in Williamsburg in that area. And they bought out all his real estate or pushed him out. I'm not sure exactly. I believe he sold it. He sold it all when he went and moved to Georgia. But anyway, the point is now that they have a ton of real estate in there, they still want more.
Right.
And so they started digging tunnels underneath the synagogue in Brooklyn, a major city.
Right.
Talk about Hamas building tunnels. They started building tunnels underneath the city and building tunnels into other people's property.
So
where people start calling the cops
because they hear people in their house from these tunnels. Play the video if you could. This is crazy, man.
Also, too, General, I got that story on the riots. Real quick, sir.
On which one? Oh yeah, the story that took place before.
Yep, Khan, sir.
Go ahead and read it while Mashak pulls up the video. The water, y'all. Big shout out to
Khan. The Crown Heights riots of 1991. The incident that set off the 1991 Crown Heights riots was easy to pinpoint. On August 19th, a car driven by a Hasidic Jew hit and killed a young black child.
Okay, hit and killed. I didn't know he had killed the child. Go ahead.
As a private ambulance took the driver away from the scene, and emergency responders worked to free the victim and another child pinned under the car, the area's black and Jewish residents, who had long been tense neighbors, erupted in anger.
And see, you can't hardly live next to them.
Right.
You live next to them and want to be in peace, but they are plotting on taking what you had.
Right.
This is why the heathens had to be kept at bay.
Right.
When we was raising our nation, because they would not stop. This so-called Jew was extra aggressive, as you can see now, all over the world, which is what's going to bring the whole world into the Third World War. This is biblical prophecies. Take it how you want. You know what I'm saying? So they vexed as hell. Blacks already vexed because they in there moving in there, taking over their territory, buying out their houses, forcing their houses to go to auction, doing the dirty tricks that Esau does.
Right.
To steal and rob and pillage people. Right. You understand? Like this is what he's been doing to you for many, many, many years. And then turns around and blames you and say, well, they didn't buy the property, they didn't maintain the property. Meanwhile, he's doing all kinds of illegal stuff down there in Brooklyn. Go ahead, finish on that part of the story.
Khan, sir. It's reported that the result was the worst episode of racial violence in New York City since 1968 after the death of Martin Luther King Jr.
That was the greatest amount of violence because Brooklyn went crazy.
Khan, sir. Because
there was already intense from these cats pushing up against them.
Right.
And so they went crazy, and they had the mayor behind them. After Dinkins left, all the mayors got behind them. Once again, in America, you can't say anything against the so-called Jew, period.
Right.
Or you call the anti-Semite. They passing actual laws that say you can't, that in essence take away your free speech to even talk about them.
Right.
Okay. And we're gonna get to that professor in Harvard as well, because we're gonna find out the real story of why she lost her position and what took place.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead.
Khan, that's the end on that, sir.
Yeah, so they moved on. So the people rioted because they took, and this is a sanitized version of the story. Right. Because the people they ain't saying is the people were vexed because the private ambulance, which was the so-called Jews ambulance service, took him, who was not injured. Right. He was driving the car. But the kid that he ran over, the paramedics struggling to help this kid, they don't take that baby. And that baby died. This kid was like young, like 8 or 9 or something.
Right.
Which caused this whole big eruption, man. But here's the difference. They are unified. We are not.
Khan, sir.
They believe in themselves. We're not. Now you go to Brooklyn, they run Brooklyn.
Yep.
See if you can find the story where the mayor was telling them how they had to wear masks and had to, adhere to the COVID rules, and they threatened the mayor.
Khan.
Mayor de Blasio, before the brother that's in mayor now. They threatened that mayor. Meanwhile, let some fake Hebrew Israelite from some fake Hebrew Israelite group do something in these streets, and their media goes crazy on us. Their media goes berserk, saying that we are the ones that caused it, or we had something to do with it, or he was a part of us. No member of the ISUPK has ever committed violence against them. Not once.
Right.
Not once. But they'll put the propaganda in the news. And again, in this next story, even after this story, you're gonna be able to see how they use it to do absolute evil against us. They use their wealth and their power all over against us. And we, of course, we can't get together. That's why I mentioned about the Cat Williams story. I'll divert to it a little later, but let's go.
Right. Come on. It says, after New York City's threat, public mask wearing increases in Orthodox Jewish neighborhoods. It's almost as soon as New York City warned that consequences, including school closures, were possible for neighborhoods with high COVID-19 infection rates. Mask wearing,
which, so you can know, right, among the so-called Jew, it was high because they would not wear no masks.
Sir.
They would not adhere to no rules. And you're gonna see when we get up to the video on this riot right here, that these people, man, they don't care if the cops is there, they don't give a damn.
Right.
They break all the rules and get passes all day long. When they do. Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
Sir. Mask wearing increased in Borough Park and Midwood, two Orthodox Jewish neighborhoods in Brooklyn. At
See
the
that?
center.
Go ahead. At the what?
At the center of the city's new COVID outbreaks.
Right. The center of it. All that COVID outbreak in New York City is centered around them. Not only there, it's centered around them when COVID first came out. It was rampant in New Rochelle, New York, which is right north of the city. A heavily populated Jewish community.
Right.
And then it was centralized in this community in Brooklyn, and they was like, we ain't wearing no masks. Meanwhile, they was the ones spreading the COVID the most.
Right.
Go ahead.
Sir. The chart where few people had been wearing masks on the street before the warning, many boasted them afterward.
Go ahead.
The change drew praise from the city's mayor, Bill de Blasio, who said midweek that even though the number of coronavirus cases in New York City's cluster neighborhoods had continued to rise, he did not think the heavy restrictions threatened last week, including shutting down non-essential businesses, banning gatherings of more than 10 people, and possibly closing schools were needed yet. What we are finding initially, as the more there is communication with members of the community about the importance of wearing masks, the more there's free mask distribution, and obviously a sense that there are consequences to not wearing masks. But residents said the increased mask wearing on the streets is not always reflected indoors, and that the uptick in cases has not renewed fear of the deadly disease circulating in the community.
Let me tell you, they did what they want. And let me tell you something else too. Quietly, they want to have riots with us. They would love to kill us off by the thousands and take over more of black neighborhoods and all that.
Right.
Like that, and many people have done, you can go all over YouTube, many people have done videos about how segregated they are when it comes to them.
Right.
So, but now let's get up to speed to the video. Mashak, if you could show this video where they, it's crazy. They found tunnels underneath this synagogue that led into people's private homes. Okay. They were building an elaborate tunnel system in Brooklyn, illegal tunnel system.
Right.
And so when the homeowners and other people got in touch with the city turned around and is that it, Mashak? No, you got to show it where they were right. Okay, that might be it. Where they were actually rioting inside the synagogue against the cops.
Right.
The cops had arrested like 10 or 12 of them. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Look at that. That's a synagogue. They tearing the synagogue apart.
Right.
And here's why. They have the elaborate tunnel system, and they're gonna fight the cops to not allow the cops to allow the construction crew to go in and seal up the illegal tunnels. You might have to get a better one. That one, I don't know if that one is a good one. That was an all right one. But brother, they were in them tunnels. You know, they were standing in the tunnels. And the construction crew got to go in there and tear off the walls and all that. They started ripping the walls apart and shoving things in the tunnel to stop the construction crew from going in the tunnel. If black people had done that, brother, they would have named us an occult. It would have been national news. They would have arrested everybody inside that building.
Sir.
And they would have said they were that we were terrorists, that we were building tunnels to start a war. They would have said, there it is, Meshach. That's a good one right there. Look at how they going crazy in the synagogue. What you watching is the cops trying to let the construction crew seal up the tunnel. And they are in there defying them, saying they are not going to seal up them tunnels. And meanwhile, the cops got to arrest some of them. And the cops ain't even as aggressive. Look how calm the cops are.
Yep.
Ain't nobody getting accidentally shot. Ain't no guns coming out. Ain't no riot gear on anybody. None of that. None of that. They in there while the rioters are circling them, going around them. Go back to the room if you could, Meshach. That's good part too, because that's the actual tunnel. They had a whole elaborate tunnel system. And the question is, what for?
Right.
What was it? And these are students, by the way. Look how they walking on top of the pews. The cops is in there. They out of order, pushing up against the cops, forcing the cops to back up, and the cops are just as calm as they possibly could be.
Right.
They ain't trying to stop. They locked a few of them up, but look how they acted.
Right. So if I may too, General.
Please.
So like I was just reading different reports on this, and it's funny how all the media reports, like you said, how they sanitized that story of the riots in 1991. The media is sanitizing this story. And Captain Khan he always uses the phrase, this is predatory journalism, because they keep saying, they try to make it seem like even they took a statement from the leaders of the Jewish community, and they're trying to say it was just an isolated event with just 9 extreme students who were frustrated. But I'm looking at the videos and I'm like, that wasn't 9 extreme students. That
building
was
a tunnel. 9 students built this type of tunnel.
Right, sir, exactly. Like, no, it's like y'all, they not telling the truth in the media about how this is a community project right here, and you could see it, how the entire room is erupting against the law enforcement, against the police, sir. It's a lot.
Right. And when you go back and check more into it, okay, show you, boy, oh boy, show you how bold they are. Look how calm they are with them. Right. They inside the synagogue with these cats is, look at them, they up on top of the pews, they knocking them over.
Right.
They doing all kinds of stuff up there. And look at how they handling it. And this cop right here, he look worried.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the sergeant.
Right.
And why was the number of cops so small? Like they didn't even match the same amount of force.
Nope.
Look at them coming out them tunnels, man. And here's the thing, show you how wild they roll. The buildings that they were going into they were fighting them in court, meaning they were trying to take these buildings over too. But they wasn't winning in court as fast as they would have liked to have been winning. So they just decided to dig tunnels underneath the damn building. Which is crazy, man. Again, if those were black people, if that was a black church or a black, forget about if it was Hebrew Israelites.
Right,
building tunnels illegally in the city.
Right.
Oh, we would have been labeled the Taliban. They would have said we ISIS or something like that.
Yep.
Give me some more on the story and what they said.
Sir.
It's crazy.
Illegal New York synagogue tunnel leads to 9 arrests. 9 members of a New York Hasidic Jewish community have been arrested and charged over a secret tunnel that connected to a historic synagogue. They fought police after city officials and leaders of the Chabad Lubavitch headquarters came to close the tunnel. The men are charged with criminal mischief, reckless endangerment, and obstructing governmental administration. A spokesperson for the Chabad called them a group of extremist students. The tunnels,
Now, they willing to build. If they willing to build tunnels under there, you can best believe they have tons of illegal weapons all up in there.
Oh yeah.
Like, where's the major investigation at?
Right.
Like, these taxes, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a mess. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you too hard, sir. The tunnels were built under a prominent street in Brooklyn, where the Chabad Lubavitch headquarters are located. The building is one of the most significant Jewish sites in the city. City inspectors were called to the Chabad on Monday to conduct an emergency structural inspection. There were looming concerns that the illegal tunnel could have caused damage to the famous property. A brawl broke out after the police found a group of young men blocking efforts to inspect and fill the tunnel with cement. Some of the men then broke through the wall of the prayer space. Those acts led to the arrest.
So they were trying to take over that synagogue, which was not there. So that's somebody else's building.
Right.
Probably was renting it to them for years, you know, man. And show you how they're so such an occult. Like, that's a real occult right there.
Yeah, Comic-Con, sir.
Like, this building means everything to them. They're gonna build tunnels, fight the cops, whatever, to get inside this building.
Right.
Will show you how much they love their carnal things. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Comic-Con, so like, if I may too, sir, there was a sister on TikTok. Her video went viral. She lives in the apartment complex that these Jewish cats own next door. And she said for the past year, she said she's been complaining because it's been construction. She's been hearing the construction right in the, she's like, it sounds like it's in the building, but she's not knowing what's going on. She said from the beginning, early morning, all the way to the evening. And she's like, she's been hearing it every day. And she said that it's a daycare right next door where this tunnel goes underneath. And there's pictures of it too that they show. There's mattresses with blood stains down there and child car seats. And so a lot of people are speculating that this is deeper than them trying to get to that synagogue. Like, this might be a cover for sex trafficking or child trafficking, sir. That's what a lot of people are speculating now.
Wow. Or some kind of bunker. Who knows? They probably got illegal. You're right. It's a lot going. That's a lot that could be unpacked in there. Once again, if that was anybody else, forget about it. If it was Muslims.
Right.
If it was Muslims, that was it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's crazy. Here's what it says in the bottom of the story. It says, also the tunnels were discovered when, like you said, somebody reported they heard people in their home.
Damn. That's
how it got discovered. They hearing somebody like, yo, somebody would show you if it was just a tunnel to get to the synagogue, why then would people hear them in their home?
Right. Comic-Con.
They was building something else up there. And like you said, it could even be sex trafficking.
Right.
I would not doubt it. They surely, do anything for some money.
Comic-Con.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Damn.
Crazy. Was that it on that?
That's a little bit more on this, sir.
Go ahead.
Comic-Con. It says it is unclear who built the tunnel, how they did it, and what their motivations were. It appears the tunnel connects to at least one other building on the street in Brooklyn. One local told the New York Times that the men sought to build the tunnel to hasten the expansion of the synagogue. Some members who have attended services and functions at the Kabad have reportedly complained about overcrowding in the building in recent years. Videos and photos. Sir.
They lying.
Yeah. Yep. Kawakan, sir.
They are lying. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. Videos and photos from inside the building on Monday, however, showed a small group of mostly young men trying to block the tunnel from being filled with cement. Others were seen pulling wood panels from the walls of the sanctuary and using benches to block police in the videos and images.
Could you imagine if black people did that?
Right.
Pull panels off the wall and benches to block the police.
Right.
Like them police are so patient, so kind and gentle, so understanding of them.
Right.
When if that was us, if we had given any resistance, they'd have been beating us half to death. They walking across the pews and everything.
Right.
They circling behind the cops. The cops ain't even concerned with them circling behind.
Sir.
Like, that's crazy.
Sir. It's like, if I may, sir, what you said is so heavy. I don't see any of these officers how they seem to fear for their safety the way they deal with us. Like you said, I don't know the protocols, but 2 officers, 3 officers for a brawl like this, that doesn't seem like it's standard. Like they treat them completely different. Like they afford them all types of privileges and luxuries that we don't get, sir. So like you were saying.
God, and Cody's prompts. Cody, I disagree with you, Cody. Cody is saying that they were just trying to expand the construction of their synagogue. I guess you asking that as a question, Cody. I'm not sure. But okay, and especially in New York City. In New York City, brother, if you're trying to do any construction in New York City, trying to do that construction illegally is near impossible with the kind of inspectors they got in New York. Like, you need permits, you need inspectors. New York City is a very, very highly populated city. They don't play that illegal stuff. And it would have definitely been shut down after they had went into full construction of it. If they was just trying to expand the synagogue, when was they going to expand it above ground? And what was the tunnel for? Water systems or something like that? What happened when they came to do the actual construction?
Right.
How you, wait a minute, that's a ridiculous idea what they say. How you want to expand your synagogue? So you build, you got to construct the expansion, but you build illegal tunnels underground to start the expansion early. And it's ridiculous in that you don't even own the property.
Right.
And you going through other properties. Like, what did they think? That they was just, that the city was just going to say, okay, now you could go ahead and construct the property. And so now they was just going to do what they want to do. Once again, they couldn't expand that synagogue because the city is serious when it comes to building projects. You know what I mean? Especially in them dense populated areas. They can't let you just build anything. They done had gas explosions in New York City. Whole buildings fell from gas explosions. They can't just let you go in there and do what the hell you want to do. They don't do that, man. It's serious when it comes to building projects in such a highly populated city. In New York City, if you do renovations on buildings, you got to build a overhang scaffold, meaning the people on the sidewalk, if you ever go up New York City and you notice that the sidewalk got like an awning over it. That awning over it is because the city will not let you do any work on the building without having an awning coming out, covering the entire sidewalk all the way to the street. You understand? And the reason for that is because it's so populated up there, the chances of something falling and hitting somebody is very high.
Right.
So there ain't no way they built that tunnel because they believed they was not going to be able to get the permission to do it. So they built the tunnel so they could still go inside the synagogue.
Right.
Whenever they wanted. They wasn't even gonna wait for the city.
Right.
Which let me tell you something. Being a New Yorker. You're being sarcastic, Cody. I get you. Okay, like being a New Yorker. I know the difficulty it is with doing construction projects. Like it's like they'll come out. You got guys who'll come out and have a $10 million construction project, and they do something they're not supposed to do, and the city will come and shut it down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And forget about back in the days when the mobsters was doing it. When they was going after the mob, oh man, you couldn't do anything without the city coming down and sending somebody through there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's a lot. Like you said, like Cody was saying, being sarcastic, like, oh, so they was just trying to expand their synagogue. You know what I mean? Okay, Cody, you familiar with this then? You said they had to cut through they had to use a cutting torch to make those holes underneath that newsstand to cut the rebar you talking about?
Sir.
Like, damn. You know what I mean?
So like
right. Sister Abby out of New York said the same thing. Said a few years ago they built a big museum right away, and most of the businesses in the area were owned by the small hats. You know what I'm saying? I could see that, and I guarantee you those businesses was taken from black people. Brooklyn was a very black area.
Come.
Especially down there in Crown Heights. Crown Heights was all black until the riots. The riots came, they took over the whole entire area. And it wasn't hard because, once again, they have a whole country behind them.
Right.
Your country so-called country ain't behind you. They got the whole country of Israel behind them. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they so free and comfortable to do what they want to do. And there are certain laws, and we need to look into this for next week, maybe even before the end of this show. There are certain laws, right? There are certain laws in the United States that, or in Israel, or in the United States or Israel, I'm not certain about it, but there are certain laws that allows them to go back to Israel if they're fugitives.
Come.
You familiar with that, right?
Yeah, come, sir. Come.
Like there's certain laws. I'm not that familiar with it, but I've heard of it. You understand? Which is crazy. And like you're saying, that might be some type of sex trafficking or some type of illegal immigrants they bringing in there. Like, this is a very, very scary group right here.
Yeah, come.
And what makes them more scary is the liberty the police give them. The liberty they give them to look how they all over the place. If they was black, the first thing the cops would have did was cleared everybody out the building.
Right.
The cops would have came in there, 30 cars deep, and they would have been like, everybody out the building. And they'd have moved there. They wouldn't have been just arresting a few of them. They'd have cleared the building out. Then they'd have went down in the tunnel. They'd have cleared the tunnel out. Then they'd have sent in forensics to take pictures and photographs and videos. And then they would have went and filled the tunnel up.
Right.
Like this right here, this shows you this is a total different way of handling this. And bed soil with blood, I was scared to know what they was doing down there.
Come, sir. Right.
They're supposed to look into any child molestation. You understand? Okay. Sister Haba just sent it to me. Israel's law of return lets abroad run from the law. Oh man, Mashak, I'm gonna send it to you if you could send it. If you could send this over to Kazak, he could probably read this. We'll go a little into this because I want to get to that sister as well.
Right.
That okay, I'll wait till I get it. Mashak, I just sent it to you. Hopefully you got it. And then if you can send it over to Kazak, and Kazak can take a look at it, because this is crazy.
Right, come on,
okay?
sir.
It's also now I don't believe we have this with any country, but I think this might be their law. And they need a law like this over there because they commit big time white collar crime.
Right.
Madoff and others. And so many of them have committed huge crimes and just went back to Israel. Just got the hell up out of there.
Right.
And that was the end of that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
Did you get it, Michelle? I'm sure you got it, but did you get it, Kazak? Not yet.
Yep. I pulled it up now, sir.
Come on, read that if you could, man. This is crazy.
Sir.
Like, look at that. Look at what's down in them tunnels, bro. What the hell is that? Baby's chairs. Blood on them.
Come. It says, Salaki, Israel's law of return lets criminals run abroad. Salaki, lets criminals abroad run from the law. Israel routinely refuses to extradite its own citizens, including people who've flown there purely to escape justice. Its law of return rewards criminals who can claim a vague connection to Israel, even as it denies innocent Palestinians their homeland.
Right.
Last year,
go ahead.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. Last year, an award-winning Netflix documentary made a pop culture phenomenon out of Israeli con artist Simon Leviev, the so-called Tinder swindler, a fraudster from Tel Aviv who made millions running what can only be described as a Ponzi scheme of women. The story taps our unfortunate but apparently growing fascination with humans' ability to elaborately defraud one another. The documentary details a life of luxury lived on the dime of women Lviv meets on Tinder, persuaded to loan him money or take on debts for him, with the funds of one unsuspecting woman covered by the next. Lviv's story is peppered with lies about his supposedly dangerous life as a diamond trader and the troubles he faces being Jewish. The documentary is compelling. Lviv now lives openly in Tel Aviv, despite still being wanted for his crimes by authorities in Britain, Sweden, and Norway.
Damn, this is an international criminal.
Right.
Go ahead.
Kawakad. But behind his own status as a wanted man, indeed in states that count as Israeli allies, is a persistent story of criminals using Israel as a hideout in which to evade justice elsewhere. Extradition is often a controversial issue in both law and international relations. It was wrong of many states to baselessly extradite terror suspects to the extrajudicial human rights disaster that is Guantanamo Bay. The United States has been wrong not to extradite security agent Anne Sakulas back to the United Kingdom to face trial for running down Harry Dunn as she drove the wrong way down a country road in Northamptonshire.
Damn, he just ran a cat over and then rolled to Israel and knocked that. The whole country probably filled with criminals, man.
Sir.
Probably a ton of criminals up in there, man, doing whatever they want to do. You know, man, and then come back, then go, I guess, to another country, commit some more crime, come back again. Like, boy, oh boy, like they're getting away with anything they want to get away with.
So, like, General, if I may, sir, and just hearing, Salaki, sir.
Go ahead, because Salaki.
No, Salaki, sir. I was going to say, and just hearing this story is almost putting the pieces together. I might be connecting dots that might not be connected, but it's like, okay, if they got this tunnel system, I can imagine this might be one of the ways that they get people escaping, law enforcement and fugitives hiding out. Like, who's not to say they got a whole other network of tunnels throughout the city that, you know, that ain't been discovered yet. Like, we can't put nothing past these cats here because clearly they are people that despise government, like the Bible says, sir. Fugitives.
Right. I bet you they got some kind of system where you run to that synagogue and you say some certain words, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they mean I need help or whatever. Right. And they send you right down into the tunnel. You stay down there for a while. The next thing they know about it, they got a dark colored van coming to pick you up, take you straight out to LaGuardia or Kennedy, and you on Tel Aviv Air on your way out the damn car. I wouldn't be shocked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because how do you commit a crime in the United States and get out the country?
Right.
That's by yourself. How does that happen? You know what I'm saying? You drive from New York City all the way to Mexico and cross the border? I think not.
Right.
You drive from New York all the way up through Buffalo to Canada? I think not. You know what I mean? I think not. Ridiculous, man. Was that it on that?
Yeah, that's pretty much it on that, sir.
Salaki, if I could, sir, what you were saying there was real heavy too with the escape. If you remember this dude, Elias Abu Zelam, he was an Israeli national that came to America for the sole purpose of stabbing black people, the elderly and the young.
Yes.
And right. He stabbed like 8 or 9 people all the way from Maine all the way down to Atlanta, randomly, and like gutting them like a fish.
Yes.
And they had to catch him before he left for Israel, according to this is a Seattle Times article where they say they had to stop him. Elias Abu Zelam was about to board a plane for Israel when police arrested him in connection with a 3-month stabbing spree that left 5 men dead and 13 others wounded, and a Michigan city in terror. And they only found him when he went to the other cities to do it because he started there. Salakis.
Damn.
I so worry about black people and Latino people. I so worry about us because we are asleep like we in a coma.
Right.
Like we worried about Cat Williams and Cedric the Entertainer. You understand? Because they can't work out a full BS dispute over who said what joke.
Right.
These is millionaires. You know what I'm saying? And we completely focused on that. Meanwhile, these people building tunnels, traveling, taking people out. And, you know, what happens when they turn on us?
Right.
That's what, you know, what happens in that day? Because that day is coming.
Right.
That day, you can best believe we are hated in this place. The Lord ain't lied when he said, "Oh, nation not desired." You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't lying. That is a true statement. The world believes that we are just slaves and that we are there to be used and abused in any way that they desire to.
Come.
And the more power they have, the more they have the ability to do.
Right.
You know, man. And once again, here's another example of how we are moved on in the dark, where you don't see it so clearly in the front. Like if you didn't know the history of Crown Heights, Brooklyn, you would not know how this was an entirely black neighborhood. That same synagogue was surrounded by black people. Across the street, on the street, everywhere. We had black restaurants, businesses. It was a thriving area. But the reason it was thriving because there's a subway right near there. There are many blacks and Latinos who lived further into Brooklyn, drove up to that area to be dropped off to get on those subways, or was drove themselves up and parked in that area. They had a service in Brooklyn. I don't know if they still do, but they used to have a service up there called dollar cabs.
Yeah,
and with the vans, you familiar with?
So I heard about it, sir.
John, those vans, you could get on those vans would drive all the way across Brooklyn, and you could get on those vans for $1.
Right.
You can get on wherever the van was. You can get off wherever you wanted to get off. And all they would do is ride up
Right.
So you could get on the van, go across Brooklyn, pay them $1, get off. And them brothers made a ton of money and had brand new van. Look at that van. That van is damn near a brand new van. He got clean and tight. They had the music. You get on there early in the morning. They had the screen TV on there. They be playing the news. You be in the van. It be smelling good. It be quiet. You be falling out asleep on your way. You damn near would get like a 20-minute nap before you got to the subway to head into work. When you got on it, it was an amazingly beautiful system that they had down there, and all of that, I believe, probably it might still go on, but more than likely they wiped all of that out and took over all of that. Like Brooklyn was a black people place. It had its problems. Bed-Stuy, different areas was a lot of crime. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, Brown Hornet, 1975. You said, yeah, the Jamaicans run those dollar vans. They still there, but the price went up. Brown Hornet, what's the price, man? What they got? Right, Utica, Flatbush. You could roll through all them zones, but it was $1 back in the day. Maybe I'm showing my age. I don't know. How much are they now? They probably $5 now, but even $5 is better. That's better than Uber. Hell.
Yeah.
$2. Come on, $2. You go all the way across Brooklyn for $2. You get in the Uber and try to go across Brooklyn, it's gonna be $20.
$2.
And with the beauty of it was $2, but people were getting on and off the whole ride. So they collect a whole bunch of money.
Right.
So they did good for their families and gave a great service, man, and a lot of people did well. But again, these people came in, man, and did so much destruction on us.
Right.
As usual, you know what I'm saying?
Come, sir.
As per usual. So go ahead. Was that it on that?
Yeah, come, sir.
All right. I might have to get you another call. Go ahead.
It's like a general, and it reminds me of in Baltimore. They used to the brothers in Baltimore used to do what they call hacking. They still do it, but it was like hacking was a way that brothers and sisters was able to get around the city and drive and make money. And it's
That's
like
right.
When they started to gentrify Baltimore, they made it illegal for brothers to do it. And so it's like you said, it's like that was their way. And I can imagine they probably started doing that in New York first, but that's their way of trying to get gentrify the neighborhoods.
I'm not sure because them hacks was around a long time in Baltimore and in Philly.
Come, sir.
They used to have, I know exactly what you're talking about with them hacks. They had them in Baltimore and in Philly. And I think they might have been around longer than them dollar cabs. Matter of fact, I'm almost certain they were around a lot longer than those dollar cabs were.
Come.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were around a very, very long time. So you're right. You know, man. And now and they got robbed. So now let's get the story. We done on this, right?
Come, sir.
Let's get the story just to show y'all how it works in the background. Now, first of all, let me say this. We're talking about the Harvard professor that resigned amidst the controversy with her, right?
Right.
But, at the same time, she resigned, but at the same time, there was tons of people behind the scenes that helped facilitate this. And I want to just clarify something, that I totally do not endorse anything that this sister is about. Okay? I don't endorse none of it. But what I saw about how she was handled was so typical of how they use their wealth and power to come up against us. Go ahead and break it down, Kazak.
Kawakan, sir. It says,
for those of you that may not know the whole story, I'm bad with explaining stuff sometimes. For those of you that may not know the whole story, this is a Harvard professor who was brought up to Congress, I believe, right? She was brought up to Congress, and they questioned her about they questioned a bunch of these professors that were running these universities. This particular sister was on some high position in Harvard. Okay, because I could clarify more for me. And when they questioned her on why she allowed Palestinians to, have a forum to talk about the things that was going on, she said that that's what we do. That's part of free speech.
Right.
That they went crazy over her, which once again shows you that they don't care about being just. They care about winning. They care about winning on their side. And we need to care more about winning on our side. We care more about who done did us a wrong. Who told a joke that we wrote. We wrote the joke. Make the man pay you. I ain't saying that it should be dismissed as nothing. If Cedric the Entertainer stole Cat Williams' joke, he should pay him for it. But he didn't have to damage Cedric the Entertainer's reputation. You understand? Like every error a brother makes shouldn't just end his reputation.
Come on.
That was the point that Christ gave us, that you could go one-on-one. You could go to that brother, try to resolve the issue. If you can't, then you get a counsel going. If you still can't, then that's when you bring it before me and you do it and we have it public.
Right.
You understand? That's when we go there. But I don't know if those steps were taken. I doubt that very much. And even if it was taken, the last step certainly wasn't taken, because it would have been done in public.
Right.
You understand? So, you know what I mean? So that's that. So, but we are asleep on the wheel. So they came at her like, once she said that they had, there she go. Once she said that, it's part of free speech. And Mashak, if you could get this is a hard call. In from this same meeting with her, I believe in this very same outfit, she spoke about they spoke about them questioning her. See if you could get the video footage of when they were questioning her concerning why she allowed this to go on in the university. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because now we find out that a billionaire was behind the campaign to get rid of her.
Right.
A billionaire will show you how much they hate us and how much they don't care what they got to do to spin the narrative to themselves.
Right.
And therefore they spin the narrative to us. Like, nations have to respect you or they walk all over you. It's as simple as that. And since the so-called small hats own all our media and influence and bend it how they want, they believe they don't have to respect us.
Right.
But if you say something, if you're a professor running Harvard and say something about them, they're going to call their billionaire people out to come against you. Read the story for them, please.
Kawakan. The forces behind Harvard president Claudine Gay's resignation.
Right. And for everybody that don't know, big shout out to Mashab on Yahanna. Just gave me the clear information that this sister is the first Black female president at Harvard. First. And now she had to resign in disgrace. Go ahead, break it down, Kazak Salaki.
Kawakan, sir. Claudine Gay has resigned from her seat as Harvard University's president after a tenure mired by controversy and skepticism, with several forces at play in her exit from the prestigious position at the Ivy League school. Gay, who will continue to work as a professor at the university, faced a heated congressional hearing about anti-Semitism in higher education, allegations of plagiarism.
Go ahead.
Kawaka, allegations of plagiarism, as well as a conservative campaign designed to eliminate what it calls the bureaucracy of diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI.
Oh, you got footage? Because hold on one second. Let's let Mashak play this footage. See if we can hear it. Where they question her
at MIT.
If you hold it for me, because Mashak, I was just gonna say, when you listen to this questioning, brother, you could tell this ain't questioning. You could tell her answers are, for good validity.
Right.
This has to do with their ability, like they can't get banned because they're Palestinians. They have to, if they express themselves in a certain way, they have a right to do so.
Right.
It's the whole point on college campuses with students and universities, but not when it comes to this group.
Right.
When it comes to these small hats, oh no, ain't none of that. Go ahead.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate MIT's code of conduct or rules regarding bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
If targeted at individuals, not making public statements.
Yes or no? Calling for the genocide of Jews does not constitute bullying and harassment?
I have not heard calling for the genocide for Jews on our campus.
But you've heard chants for intifada.
I've heard chants, which can be anti-Semitic depending on the context, when calling for the elimination of the Jewish people.
So those would not be according to the MIT's code of conduct or rules?
That would be investigated as harassment if pervasive and severe.
Ms. McGill, at Penn, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's rules or code of conduct? Yes or no?
If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment, yes.
I am asking specifically calling for the genocide of Jews. Does that constitute bullying or harassment?
And just pause it for a second. These are different university heads.
Right.
That they're questioning. And here's the sad part. And this is what the Edomites are figuring out now. The Edomites are now figuring out that so many of their politicians are owned by the small hats. So many of their politicians, and they are freaking out right now.
Yep.
As all this protest is going on, they are freaking out because they're finding this out. And once again, the only reason they didn't see this coming is because they were so busy hating us.
Right.
They were so busy hating us that they didn't see the small hats come. Go ahead, Doc.
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
So the answer is yes.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
It's a context-dependent decision. That's your testimony today. Calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. That is not bullying or harassment. This is the easiest question to answer yes, Ms. McGill. So is your testimony that you will not answer yes?
If it if the speech becomes conduct, it can be harassment, yes.
Conduct meaning committing the act of genocide? The speech is not harassment? This is unacceptable, Ms. McGill. I'm going to give you one more opportunity for the world to see your answer.
Pause that for a second. Like this is crazy. Like the woman knows you have a right to free speech.
Exactly.
You understand? You have a right to free speech. Now, if you go campaigning to harm somebody, that's wrong.
Right.
But that's why she's trying to say it depends on the context.
Right.
Because maybe they're saying it based on something that the so-called Jew is doing. Like them university presidents know that they over there killing 20,000 Palestinians, and this Edomite is acting like, you telling me that they can say like she want them thrown out for saying that they want to get rid of the so-called Jew. Meanwhile, the so-called Jew is killing 20,000 of them.
Right.
30, I heard they up to 30 now. And meanwhile, nobody is questioning them on whether or not the so-called Jews should be thrown out for being pro-Israel under the wake of the genocide.
Right.
And for those of you that's watching, you know, we don't care nothing about either side, but it's so cool, it's so beautiful to see the hypocrisy that is taking place based on the money that these politicians receive to basically whore themselves out for one side against the other, regardless of what the one side does.
Right.
It's horrible, man. It is horrible. You know what I mean? General Obama said free speech is contextual.
Right.
Like it's based on what the context of that speech is.
Kawakan.
You know what I'm saying? John, go ahead.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's code of conduct when it comes to bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be harassment.
The answer is yes. And Dr.
She
Gay
gonna tell her
at Harvard.
She gonna tell her what the ass is. Like, and I believe she got fired. This woman right here,
Dang.
I believe she got fired. Because here's what they ain't telling you. That on the board of many of these universities are the small hats.
Yep, Kawakan.
Small hats is on the board of them. And once again, how did the small hats get on the board of them? I'll tell you. Because while they sent our children to public schools and created a horrible condition for our children, they took their children to private Jewish schools,
right.
which unified them, which gave them smaller classes, which gave them classes in their own neighborhood, in their own environment, all of that. Meanwhile, we were left to be warehoused in these public schools. And as a result, they got all the top jobs.
Come on.
You understand? And the few of us that make it up there, like this sister, when you speak against them small hats, then it's hell to pay.
Right.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Go ahead, Doc.
The answer is yes. And Dr. Gay, at Harvard, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
No.
What's the context?
Targeted as an individual. Targeted at an individual.
It's targeted at Jewish students, Jewish individuals. Do you understand your testimony is dehumanizing them? Do you understand that dehumanization is part of anti-Semitism? I will ask you one more time. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric.
And is it anti-Semitic rhetoric?
Anti-Semitic rhetoric, when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation, that is actionable conduct, and we do take action.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews.
Like, what she's doing is so evil because she is trying to force them to say it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, she's trying to force them to say it because there is somebody that's giving her a trunk load of re-campaign money.
Yep.
You understand? So she got to come in here now and go at these professors, right. Which once again, if unchallenged, if those professors had not stood up, all of a sudden, all the Palestinians would be shut down on these universities, and they would have no voice.
Right.
They would have no voice. When did this happen before? It happened with us.
Come on.
Like what the Palestinians, what's going on with the Palestinians, and they getting a better pass than we ever had. But what's going on with the Palestinians, it's what we went through for years.
Right.
It's what we went through all through the 60s, fighting for civil rights and equal rights. We were sitting in them places. We did all of that when we should have did what they did.
Right.
We should, like right now, the so-called Jew, he ain't protesting. Why? He owns these people. He owns them. And that's what he's concerned with. And we are lost in the sauce. We got terrible leadership. We got terrible leadership. Go ahead, finish on. She's gonna give her one more time to answer accordingly. See what I'm saying? Like she got to make her donors happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She got to make them donors happy. Go ahead.
Rhetoric, when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation, that is actionable conduct, and we do take action.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should
Go ahead, Salagi.
Resign. These are unacceptable answers across the board.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Meanwhile, she was bullying in the video. In the video right there.
Con, sir, con.
She was bullying her right there.
Right.
That was a bully move right there.
Con.
And meanwhile, the so-called Jew is out there chanting and stating that there is no Palestinian. Like, it's crazy.
Con.
They of the mindset that there are none.
Right.
So my question then is, I don't get it. What's the deal? How could it be good on one side but not good on the other? Read the story of the billionaire if you could.
Sir.
Big shout out to Kahan Thumya. Big shout out to General Kubalama. Big shout out to General Kathum as well. General's in the building with us tonight. All right.
Conservative figures who called for Gay's downfall, including conservative anti-DEI advocate Christopher Rufo, who publicized allegations of plagiarism and anti-Semitism against Gay, celebrated her resignation as a win against DEI.
See that? They turned around and published the plagiarism and just tried to trash her. They used their power, their ability to write articles, to be in the media. They used that media,
right,
to sway the story one way to bring her down.
Right.
To show you, man, that they're not just with it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. And again, I don't believe, I'm not for anything that she stands for. Right. I don't know the woman. I don't know her policies. You understand? Or anything. But she stood on the right ground in terms of, like, she's a Harvard professor. You can't tell her what she's supposed to say. Like, her job is to be able to lead the understanding. That's why she's at Harvard. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. This is the beginning of the end for DEI in America's institutions, said Rufo in a social media post. We will expose you, we will outmaneuver you, and we will not stop fighting until we have restored colorblind equality in our great nation.
See that? Go ahead. Go ahead. And that's a lie, because if it was colorblind, then the Palestinians would have a voice.
Exactly.
And you'd be saying this is what the Congresswoman would have been saying. She would have been saying, is it also anti-Palestinian and racist for Jewish students to say blah 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 what the Jewish students are saying?
Right.
Because they're saying it too. Like if listening to her, you think it's only the Palestinian students saying it.
Right.
But the Jewish students saying the same thing. But here's the thing: them Jewish students, papas and mamas, are billionaires off of your backs.
Right.
Over selling you your clothes, your drawers, your toilet paper. Over making billions, entertaining you with your own people while starving them. To this day, they still talking about artists ain't getting no money for they songs. To this day, they said Taraji P is upset. She ain't getting the right money for her movies. The brother that did that TV show, what's his name? He's a pseudoscientist now. The one that did that show where he was a record executive. It was a big TV show. Record executives I think 50 Cent produced it.
Terrence Howard, sir.
Terrence Howard. He came out how he didn't get almost no money for some of the movies he made.
Right.
$10,000, $15,000, $16,000. Like they just robbed the hell out of them. And now they billionaires and can shut you down.
Right.
Go ahead, get to the billionaire story if you could.
Kawakan, sir. It says some DEI detractors, including hedge fund billionaire and Harvard alum Bill Ackman, in a social media post claimed Gay was unqualified for the position and that DEI played a role in her selection as president.
And what is DEI?
Like I said, DEI is, I said it earlier.
See if you can pull that.
Kawakan, sir.
Like once again, he's a billionaire and spent the money in his own media, in his own, among his people and the small hats to totally trash her and get her out of office.
Right.
Go ahead.
Kawakan, DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay. Tuwara Takai Baf. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. So this is what, so let me understand something then, y'all. All you old scholarlies out there.
Right.
Let me understand something. So is this something that all universities take up? So like, or do all universities have to have this as like a policy?
Right.
Is what I'm asking. And if so, then does that mean they're trying to say that Harvard does not have it because they allow the Palestinians to speak evil of the Jewish people? Okay, that's what they pushing. The water, General. Just crazy. That is crazy. Because listen, the Jewish people are saying the same thing. Are they not? Don't they have chants and slogans as well? But it's not getting recognized. They got chants and slogans as well.
Right.
That's crazy.
If I may, General.
And I might be misunderstanding something. Okay, but it sounded like he's saying he wants. It sounded like he's saying he wants the DEI to go out of the university. Is that what he's saying, or is he saying it's gone?
No, he said they want to go away, sir. They against it.
They against it.
Kawakan, sir.
So they against diversity, equality, and inclusion.
Right.
Come on, Mashak. You gotta pull this up. Come on, Mashak, Kazak, y'all gotta get me right. I don't get this. Now you taking me down the rabbit hole. Are you trying to tell me that this so-called Jew is saying he wants to get rid of that because that actually gives Palestinians a voice?
Right.
Oh my God. If that's the case, then you're dealing with some absolute evil.
Sir.
Okay. Okay. All right. Y'all sending it to me now.
Sir, I got some more on DEI right here, sir.
Okay. It's an organizational framework to seek to promote the fair treatment and full participation of all people, particularly groups who have historically been underrepresented or subject to discrimination on the basis of identity and disability. That's talking about us.
Yeah, exactly.
So they created that so we would have a voice on campus.
Sir.
And this man, the so-called the small hats, want to take it away so that you cannot have a voice.
Right.
Because otherwise, as a Palestinian, you get a voice. As a black person, you get a voice.
Right.
It's like General.
And that's come on, Mashak. You telling me they want to take away the crux of what free speech is supposed to be about?
Right.
Come on, man.
General, that's exactly what it is. Is like how that equal employment opportunity when you go for slaveries with the double minority and all of that. But they use that so they could get into power. And now they're sitting on the boards and they're sitting behind the scenes where they don't need the framework no more. So they want to get rid of it because they're already paying for policies.
Right.
So they don't need that. So they could be like, do away with the EEO, do away with the guy. Just get. Remember, affirmative action just went out the door.
Yep.
Right.
Ivy League colleges. So they just like, forget all of that. We sitting down here anyway. We like how General Q said, they have tunnels. Like they're making a tunnel for their own people down there academically with this whole policy thing here. So.
Right.
Oh my man, y'all taking me down the rabbit hole. Like these people are monsters, man. I keep telling it. You mean somebody wrote an article on me and said that that I was committing racist acts because I called them monsters. But these are the acts of monsters.
Yeah, Kawakan.
Big shout out to Just Art and Payne. She said Florida and Texas prohibited the establishment of DEI offices. They stopped them from even having the offices.
Damn.
Okay. Several others, including North Carolina, North Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, and Florida, have prohibited mandatory DEI training. They don't want no free speech and diversity on no damn college campus.
Right.
They want to decide what the hell the scenario is, and they want everybody else to shut the hell up. And I wonder if that's why now y'all really giving me the insight. Like I can feel the angle now. Here's the angle. Here's the angle. And I also see why them professors stood on their ground. Because what they're in essence saying is the last vestige or the last haven of true free speech is on college campuses.
Kawakan.
That's the last haven where if you have a dispute based on you being treated wrongfully or racistly or humiliated under somebody else, that this is the last place you have a voice at.
Right.
And now they want to take that away. Amazing. Utterly amazing. Utterly amazing. We worried about Cedric the Entertainer taking Cat Williams' joke.
Right.
That's what we worried about. We in bad shape.
Come.
And the fact that they let her go, the fact that they let some of them go, and the fact that she resigned, she shouldn't have resigned. But the fact that she resigned and they let some of them go, they might have come and charge her with some of that plagiarism. And even that, come on, man, the same billionaire's wife, the same billionaire that came after her, his wife just got exposed for her being a plagiarist.
Damn.
She had to apologize. They just exposed her for being a plagiarist, and they had to apologize. She had to apologize.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's once again, like I try to tell brothers to get them to see, as we getting closer to the end, there are very powerful people that hate what we do. They make sure they try to keep us out the media. They're trying constantly to change the scenario because nobody wants black people and Latino people to wake up. First of all, they don't want no black people to wake up.
Right.
And they damn sure. Damn. Sister, how about you need to put these in the chat room. Sister Halba said that she resigned because of death threats by this so-called Jew. Death threats. So she wasn't even going to resign. But she resigned based on death threats.
Yeah.
They must have had to have been very, very credible for her to resign. And once again, now you telling me to join this system? Please. You telling me to listen to, follow the steps of Martin Luther King? You got to be smoking crack.
Right.
You telling me to now do you know what it took for that woman? Put her back up there, Michelle, please. For a second. Do you know what it took for that woman to become the president of Harvard University, being a black woman?
Right.
You know what that must have taken? She's a Levite too, I believe. She's a so-called Haitian, according to Kahan Dumyana, unless I got you wrong, Kahan. She's a Levite. Big shout out to Baba TV. Big shout out to Officer Amawan. You got it right, brother. TWMITDTVSO. Oh, man. We need to put that on a t-shirt and let somebody ask us what it means.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's a Levite. A Levite. Okay? One of the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel.
Right.
This is crazy. You know what it takes for her to become a professor at Harvard University, man? Now how smart she has to be, man. How tied into academics, how many years she probably worked at that thing, man.
Right.
You know how long that must have took? And they just threatened her and ran her out of there for just saying that it could. She said it could be. It depends on the context. That's all she said. She didn't say it wasn't. She said it depends on the context because once again, according to what y'all just broke down to me, DEI, the whole point of it is to give everybody a voice, especially those who are what they call, de-enfranchised from the rest of society. There's 30,000 dead Palestinians since October. 30,000. I think that qualifies for a DEI chance to speak.
Right.
I think that kind of qualifies. We go ahead,
It's like John. I didn't mean to cut you off, sir. And what you're saying is so heavy, sir. And Captain Shock touched on it too, sir. These are these same Jewish people that sit in these positions now to try to shut people's voices. The only reason why they have a voice is because of the groundwork and the suffering of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in America. Like the Jewish community rode the coattails of Black people in the civil rights movement. And Jewish people, they admit it. They try to act like, that they were there helping. It's like, no, you were there benefiting. You rode the coattails of Black people suffering while we were trying to fight for a voice. And now the civil rights movement has benefited them more than it benefits us. And now they want to shut everybody else up. It's like this is a whole nother level of diabolical.
You ain't lying, brother. Like this is next level diabolical BS. Black people, man, Latino people, man. Number one, get your women out that abortion clinic.
Right.
Brothers, find a way, man. You know what I mean? Find a way, y'all. Find a way your way back to the truth. We should be setting up, marriage dispute centers.
Right.
For brothers and sisters, because as Black people and Latino people, we're going to have to find a way to have relationships. We're going to have to find a way. We can't just fight our way into death. We can't just destroy our Black and Latino communities with battling back and forth without. We gotta get our sisters out of the abortion clinic.
Right.
That's number one. We have to find a way to get back to raising these babies. We got to get back to our humanity, man. We have lost our humanity in this place, and we have to get back to it. Relationships have to have rules so they work. We have to have rules. This man don't want no rules on it because he wants your woman to be a whore, and he wants you to just run through him and not care about anything beyond that. You understand? We have to have rules. We have to have rules on raising these babies, man. I so want to see us raise our babies better, man. We have to find the rules. Like instead of worrying about whether Cedric the Entertainer took Cat Williams' joke, let's have real discussions on what it is that we're missing and why we can't function. And I'm not talking about the kind that just gives us a forum to hate each other or to have battle of the sexes. Ain't no other nation having battle of the sexes, man. The East Indian ain't battling with his woman. The African ain't battling with his woman. The Chinese man ain't battling with his woman. The Arab ain't battling with his woman. You think they ain't got problems? They got plenty of damn problems. But they are at least functional. We got to become functional, man, again. Or ain't going to be none of us left. And we're going to have to choose our brotherhood wisely. We cannot abandon our Latino brothers and sisters. We cannot do it. You understand? We cannot do it. Listen, let me plug this before 11. We got about 3 minutes, all right? We have to do that. Join me in the Carolinas, man. I'll be in the Carolinas the weekend of February 22nd-ish, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, something like that. I'll be in the Carolinas. We're going to have Feast of Purim. For those of you that don't know, you can look it up or on one of our flyers, the Feast of Purim. I'll be in South Carolina for the opening of the Feast of Purim. I'll be in North Carolina for the closing of Feast of Purim, at both schools. That Saturday, we'll be having camp in Charlotte, North Carolina. Sunday, I'll be up in Durham, North Carolina. So we're having a whole weekend of camps, of coming together, of celebrating the High Holy Day, of bringing the body together. Thursday through Friday, big shout out to General Q Tawada. Sunday Q, because it'll be Thursday, Friday, then Saturday camp, and Sunday we'll be up in Durham. We'll be doing some interviews and podcasts on Sunday. So I hope you'll come out and join us, man, especially if you're in the Carolinas. If you're not, I hope you're able to make the trip down and hang with us, man, and join us. We're gonna come together. We have to find a better way. And here's the part that's just such an amazing thing to me, is we've had the way to do it all along. Like, one thing we've had since the day we walked out off of the plantation, since the day we walked out of the sugarcane fields in the Caribbean, since the day we walked out from underneath the Spaniards and the conquistadors in Central and South America and in the Caribbean islands and so forth, we had the Bible with us.
Right.
But they made us act like the Bible was their book and it was the book that we should run from, when it is the book that that was our records used against us, and still used against us. These very small hats take our records and totally built themselves not only a nation, but an entire worldwide network.
Right.
To thrive and build their people up. And if it means they wipe out a whole black neighborhood, so be it. If it means they destroy the first black female professor at Harvard, to them, so be it. Who cares? Well, we better care. We better care. We better be suspicious.
That's right.
When it comes to watching their media, listening to their created music. I'm not saying to stop doing it. We should listen to our brothers and sisters that make music and do movies and so forth. But we should be aware of the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Every black and Latino, I check out blacks and Latinos. We barely able to talk to each other. We barely able to live next door to one another. Forget about it. We can't even come together with other family members and other people for simple events. We can't even be in the same room with. We're in a bad place, man. And Christ died and gave us that blueprint that was outstandingly revolutionary. Like, it was a complete revolutionary way to put us together and build us back. We have to find that back. And the way to it is through these scriptures, man. Hey, join me every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday night. We do it up live, 9 p.m. on this very same channel, man. Pay your tithes, support us. Go to ISUPK.com. That's ISUPK.com. Support us, man. Send us a donation. Strengthen us every week, man. Share this tape around. If you enjoyed this share, hit the like button, man. I usually don't say this, but I'm going to start saying it. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, man.
Right.
Get our algorithms up, because they pushing against our algorithm.
Right.
So kick them algorithms up, man. Support us in this truth. I'll see y'all next time live on the UPK. The water, Captain Mashak Mayan and Officer Kazak Yard, Kazak Ahmad. for holding it down with me, man. These Wednesdays in a row, man. I'm halfway drafting them. I don't want to tell them that, but I want to keep them. You know what I mean? So we're going to try to work it out, man. Lord allow. I'll see y'all next time. Shalom, family.
Shalom.
Shalom words.
What are you?
Yeah. On 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, the firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweepers. Ain't coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till death do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch, bless your heart. Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns to butter, baby boy. UPK top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that econ line van to a damn tank. I got chopper stash in that attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a made, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. Say they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real.